Hello, my name is Jamie Wilton, and today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about dispositions. More importantly, a few dispositions that I feel I possess that make me a successful educator, a few dispositions that I think I definitely need to work on, and what I feel makes a successful educator. And so, the first thing I want to start with are the dispositions I feel that I have that make me a successful educator. And so the first one is going to be respect for diversity. Respect for diversity for me in my classroom is allowing students to share their background, their history, their culture. I also share my history, my culture. This includes giving them opportunities to do research projects, comparisons, talking out loud about holidays that they're celebrating and celebrating the different cultures that we all have. I feel that it's really important because as the future leaders in America and in society in general, we need to be aware of the different cultures that are out there so that when we encounter them, it's not a surprise to us and we're more accepting as human beings. I also feel that reflection is a very important disposition that I have that allows me to be a successful educator. Questioning how a lesson went, or even questioning my students and reflecting with my students about seventh grade behavior and what exactly is going on, what's making them nervous about a particular project, can really help me as an educator ease some of the confusion or even anxiety that students might have. Curiosity is another big one for me. As a disposition, curiosity is key because we have to be comfortable asking questions. That's how different things have been invented in history. And so being able to ask those higher level questions, whenever I give feedback to my students, it's never, you should change this. I always provide a question so that it's almost as if it's a scaffold for them to start learning how to question when they're giving peer edits. And so curiosity is really important to me. Honesty and compassion go hand in hand as a disposition for me because being honest is being compassionate. Showing that you care is telling the truth. Yes, sometimes the truth can be harsh, but if you didn't care, you wouldn't tell them the truth. And so I'm very honest with my students about what life has to offer, what they're going to experience out in the real world. And with being honest with them and telling them what's going on in our classroom, what's going on in the real world, they're also in return being honest with me and they really care. They can tell if, say, I'm having a bad day. My students actually are showing compassion and they're asking me, hey, are you okay, Miss Wilton? And it builds that relationship, which is really important when you are an educator. The final piece that I feel, or the final disposition that I feel makes me successful is dedication. Teaching is not an easy job, and so being dedicated to that profession, constantly learning, showing up, providing feedback, being at those meetings, being at those basketball games is really important as a teacher because you want to be seen as somebody who cares, somebody who takes the job seriously. A disposition that I feel I definitely should work on a little bit more is high expectations. I have a hard time with high expectations because I'm always scared that I'm going to set the bar too high for my students. And then if they fail, they won't know how to climb back up. And so I am working on that. I'm also working on advocacy because while I value and I want my students to feel like they can be who they are, I don't know the steps to show them how to truly advocate because I'm still learning how to advocate for myself. And so right now we are looking at historical advocacy cases, social injustices, and how we can truly advocate the correct way. And so hopefully this means that I will be a better educator through advocacy here pretty soon. Now, when I look at a successful educator and I think about who they are and what standards they hold dear and should hold dear, I definitely feel having that respect for diversity, being professional, and being compassionate is very, very important to being a successful educator, because you have to value your students. You have to value the people around you. If you don't value them, they will not respect you. I also feel that being professional is really important. Dressing appropriately, speaking appropriately is important, because as much as we don't want people to judge us, we also have to make it difficult for them to judge us harshly. I feel that I am a successful educator, and being in this class has really been amazing. And I'm going to continue to work on my dispositions because I know that I still have a lot of work to do. Thank you for listening.